All right, how's everybody doing? We are back with this MrTelefair.com. Now, I have the esteemed pleasure, a great honor. Now, this guy has been all over the country telling his story. His story is remarkable. I'm going to let him tell it a little bit more. But this guy, I mean, not only on the just running and everything, on the track field, but his story goes deeper than that. Just him growing up. I'm going to let him tell it. I'm here with Leeper.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, appreciate it. I just, every day I'm just blessed to be here. You go back and look at my story. Here I was, born with a congenital birth defect. Doctor said I would never walk a day in my life. Both my legs didn't develop in the womb. So I was fitted with prosthetics by the time I was 9 months. Yeah. But the beauty part about it was my mother, my father, my friends, and my family, they made a decision that failure wasn't going to be an option. Even though I do look different physically, even though I am missing my legs, it doesn't define who I am as a person. And so, one of my favorite quotes that my mom always told me, is life is 10% of what you're dealt with and 90% on how you deal with it, Coach Lou Holtz. And that's so true. My 10% is my legs. I am missing my legs, and it is terrible, and I do have my bad times, but I still have 90% to show the world what I truly can do with my life, and that's what I truly believe each and every day.
Can you go further in your childhood, Blake? Just having the 2 prosthetic legs and growing up trying to play sports and do the things that the other kids were doing.
Yeah. I mean, I go back, and that's why I truly love sports, because about sports, people judge me. They look at my legs, and they think I can't do it. I tell people my biggest disability is not my legs. It's what people think I can do with my legs. So I use sports to show them, don't treat me any different. You're going to guard me on the basketball court. You're going to play me in the baseball field. Respect me in the classroom. Respect me when you see me in the community. So I love playing basketball and baseball to just show the world that I'm no different. But I did have my hard time. I can remember there was a time when I was playing t-ball and I wanted to hit a home run for my father and my teammates so they'd be happy for me. And I hit the ball as far as I can and get around the bases. And by the time I get to second base, on my way to third, my leg falls off, right? And here I am laying in the dirt, just really frustrated, right? I was mad. I was mad at myself. I was mad at the world, and I hit that point in my life where I was thinking, this isn't fair, right? Why me? Like, I don't get this. Why me? But the older I got, of course, my father picked me up and my teammates patted me on my back. But as the older I got, I realized I was asking the wrong question. I was asking a question that I had no control over. So I flipped it. I asked myself, well, why not me? I'm meant for this. Well, why not me? I'm strong enough for this. Why not me? I'm smart enough for this. And everything I've been through in my life, I realized that everything that you go through is for a reason. The fact that I was born without legs was for a reason to prepare me. And the crazy thing was preparing me for one of the biggest missions in my life, which was the Paralympic Games.
I think you prepared quite well. Could you further go in detail about just, that frustration that a lot of kids deal with disabilities and everything? You actually turned that frustration into positive, and you speak on positive energy a lot. That's one of the things that you highlight. How do you not use some of that frustration and just be mad at the world? Like, it's so easy. It's the easy way out, but you use it and turn it into positive.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, and I think this one has been the biggest blessings of me with my disability and the things I've been able to do, running, traveling. I've been able to travel all around the world. I've been seeing see a lot of people with disabilities, and they don't have the same tools that I might have, or in worse situations. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to, I'm a realist. Having no legs, like I said, I do have my tough days, but honestly, I can honestly look at myself, and I look at the world and tell the world, and say, yes, my case might be bad, but it could be so much worse. And honestly, you just have to look at it. It's like looking at the glass half full instead of half empty. Yes, it's bad, and yes, we have our bad days, but at the end of the day, we got to be thankful and blessed for the things that we do have, and make lemonade out of the lemons that you do, and live life to the fullest. And that's all you can do, and it's out of your hands. And like one of my favorite other quotes, I like to think about, only 2 things you have control over is attitude and effort. Wow. That's it. If you can have a positive attitude and give it all you got, 120%, everything else in life will fall into place.
Baseball and basketball, which are sports. You brought up the baseball story before. Those are 2 of your sports that you like to play when you were little. You weren't even in the track. Yeah. Now, can you explain the transition? What even got you in the track?
It's crazy. I played baseball and basketball. I didn't run track at all. I used to go watch my friends at the track meets, and it's funny to think that here I am. I have no legs. I wear prosthetic legs. I call them my walking legs. I'm slow. I never thought I could run track and field a day in my life. I would laugh when people asked or thought about it. I actually did run cross country in middle school in my walking legs, 2 or 3 miles a day, which I always would come in last. But at the end of the day, for me, it was just about about finishing. So I played baseball, I played basketball in high school. I knew I wasn't going to go to the NBA or MLB, so I went to college. Went to University of Tennessee. Applied physics and pre-med was my major.
You're from Tennessee?
Yeah, I'm from Tennessee as well. I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon to help kids in similar situations that I face. I wanted to go back and help them and connect with them. It was my freshman year in 2007 where I seen the Paralympic Games on TV in Beijing. And I seen my fellow teammates run 100 meters and made top 10. I literally was sitting on my bed, jumped up like, oh my gosh, there's something out there for me. I've never run a race a day in my life. I've never didn't even know what the blades were. I just knew that's what I wanted to do. So I got on the phone. I started making phone calls. I started sending emails. Hey, I'm Blake Leeper. This is what I want to do. I play basketball. I play baseball. I would love to get in track and field. Of course, I heard a lot of no's. Sounds great. You hear that, oh, it's a great inspiration. Good luck, but I can't help you. I heard a lot of no's, but it's something that I truly believed in myself. So as many no's as I heard, I kept pushing. And finally, when I almost gave up, I heard one yes. It was from the Challenge Athletes Foundation, and they sponsored my first pair of running legs. And within those 2 years, I got the running legs. I qualified for the U.S. Paralympic team, and I'm in London running in front of 85,000 people.
Now, dealing with the Paralympics,
yes.
Oftentimes people, I've heard you speak about this as well in the past.
Yes.
People kind of treat you guys as, oh, he did good. But
yes.
How do you kind of draw that line? Because you're an actual competitor.
Yeah.
You want to win.
Yeah.
When you go out, you don't just go out for second place.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that this kind of balance? Right
and it's tough because people at Paralympics, they confuse us with the Special Olympics, which is nothing is wrong with Special Olympics. It's just with the intellectual disability. To where us, it's just a physical disability. But what people don't understand, as a Paralympian, we train just as hard as the Olympians. We work with Olympians, we train with long Olympians, and our times are actually getting faster as close to the Olympians. So we there's a Paralympic jumper from Germany who's jumping 8.5 meters, and it's getting closer and beating able-bodied guys. You had your Oscar Pistorius, that ran in the able-bodied Olympics. Me, myself, I'm trying to qualify for the Olympic team. And coming up in 2016 in Rio and be the first.
We're gonna get it.
Getting that. But and for me, at the end of the day, I tell people, a lot of people just do not know about Paralympics. They have never really seen a race. I've never seen a blade runner. I ran on the UT field for the UT Alabama game, right? And so I ran down the field one way, and I was jogging, and everybody was clapping, like, oh, that's cute, you know what I mean? And on the way back, I sprinted the whole way back, and then everybody stood up and they gave me a standing ovation. And that was a chance because you understand that's the first time they've never seen a blade runner. That's the first time they've ever seen a guy on blades run. They don't know how fast that I can really go. And at the end of the day, it's education. Just showing the world and showing people how fast we truly are, how hard we really work, and how the best we really want to be. And I tell people, if you watch one Paralympic race, you become a fan for life.
You just brought up that UT Alabama game, running on the field. That is just one of many impactful moments you've been able to be part of. Could you just speak about what's this all been like? Just kind of sitting down and just all these moments you've been able to be part of.
It's like a dream. It was like I was in school one day, going to class, and all of a sudden I just wake up and in this world of just UT Alabama game, Arsenio Hall Show, Queen Latifah show. I've been to the White House, met the president, and and the first lady. All these things just started happening to me, blessings on top of blessings. And when I really look back and think about it, I tell people when you have a disability, right? And at the end of the day, everybody has a disability, whether you're short, tall, you wear glasses, big feet, small feet. Nobody's perfect, right? When you have a disability and you try to hide, fitting into the crowd and try to hide it, right? You're hurting yourself. You live a below average life, right? But when you accept yourself and say, you know what, this is who I am as a person, accept me, I'm proud of who I am, and notice your flaws and take advantage of your flaws, reverse it, use your flaws to goodness, that's when you start living an above average life, and that's when you start really can take control. And that's what happened to me this whole time. I was just trying to fit in, right? I just didn't want to be noticed, just want to hide my legs, and something came into my life where I had to show who I am. I had to become a blade runner. I started wearing shorts now, and the second that happened, my life just truly exploded, and all these great things has happened. And at the end of the day, the doctor said I would never walk. He said I would never run, jump, play sports or do it. I've been in a wheelchair, power wheelchair my whole life, and here I am saying that I'm running around the world, running around the nation, showing kids, inspiring kids is truly a blessing and a testament that anything is truly possible in life. If you have the right mindset, the right foundation, and the right determination, you can overcome any challenge.
Blake, how important is faith and family?
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. It's where it starts. My favorite quote is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. I'm a huge believer. My mom had me in church at an early age, and that's when you really get the strength, right? When you can let go and let God, and just let Him just control your path. You have to understand, I was gonna be an orthopedic surgeon. I wanted to be a doctor, right? And here I am. He has me on the track, right? And it's funny because my whole, when I would say my prayers and ask for His guidance, I just want to help people. That's all I want to do. If I'm in a hospital, if I'm doing surgery, I'm helping people. That wasn't part of His plan, but his main goal was, I'm here helping people. I'm still here changing lives. So at the end of the day, you just got to believe. You got to have your faith, and you got to let go and let God and let Him control your life and lead you in the right direction.
And now you're helping people on a slightly bigger platform.
Yeah, and a bigger platform, yeah.
Now, I was watching some footage on YouTube.
Okay,
the Arsenio Hall Show.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the budget for Arsenio Hall, so I can't just bring out Bo Jackson.
Okay,
Bo Jackson is someone you look
yes.
up to, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So how was that experience for you? And you knew nothing about it.
At all. That was my first time on late night TV, so I was nervous myself. Arsenio Hall brings me on, and in the pre-show they go over the questions, and they're like, okay, in the middle of the show we're gonna bring out your legs, and you talk about your running legs. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's great. I'm really excited, and they hit him the whole time, and it was hiding me and make sure he didn't come through. And in the middle of the show, here he comes, Bo Jackson. It was hard because when he first comes out, it was nothing but big lights. Yeah. So you really can see the crowd is going crazy, like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, oh yeah, the Blades are great. Then he steps up further and I see him like, oh my gosh, it's Bo Jackson. Yeah. If you go back and look at the video, my mouth is wide.
Because it's kind of like you see it, you see somebody bringing something out.
Right.
Like,
oh yeah, Bo Jackson. And so much was going through my head. First of all, like, how could he get here? Who worked so hard, to get in here with my manager and the group and the team that is around me, for him to actually be here. Because for people who don't know Bo, he doesn't like being in front of the camera that much. He doesn't do that many interviews. And it was a chance for me to give him a hug, and it's pretty funny because a lot of people see Bo as a terrible career. The fact that he couldn't play for so long and he got injured with his prosthetic hip. He has the prosthetic hip. He's the first person ever to play on a professional level with a prosthesis. And people think, only if, right? Yeah. Only if. But I look at his story and say, I'm so glad, to see a story like that. It motivated me to say, if this man can do it in a prosthetic hip, I can do it with my prosthetic legs. And I actually was thanking him for being injured, but not only thanking him for his injury, but thanking him for battling back and showing the world what you truly can do. And that was the first time I was able to do that until the last time I seen him 20 years ago. Yeah. He gave me a hug. He's like, seeing Blake grow up is like watching my own son grow up. And having your hero say something like that is another surreal moment. And even to this day, he calls me. He checks in on me. I go once a year to go bike for his organization down in Alabama, boat bikes for Alabama. And it's just crazy. Here I am growing up with this lifestyle, and I have one of my heroes, I can call him my best friend now. So
I seen you speaking with, what was that, the Boys and Girls Club, right?
Yes, yeah.
How impactful were they, just in your growth? I think you said, without them,
Yeah, it was huge, and growing up as a child, it's hard, a kid, there's so many temptations, there's so much negativity, there's so many ways you can turn left, when you needed to go right, and as a kid, you can't make the right decisions. So it's good to have that structure. My parents were extremely tough on me, curfews. I even had curfew when I went to college and come back home, and that's it. But, at times where I would disagree or would be upset, it was the best thing that happened for me, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for them having me in the Boys and Girls Club and having structure in the summertime to where I could just be running out ragged doing God knows what with God knows who, and put me in a bad situation to ruin my career. I had that structure, I had that discipline to push me forward and put me in the right platform. And now, I can pass that along. Those are things and life lessons that I've learned to the other youngsters.
Don't we all just cherish those family moments we had?
Right, yeah.
As far as you, like recently, I know you've been doing stuff like the Celebrity Game.
Yeah.
That was something that was big on your goal list. Yeah. What was that like?
Yeah.
Being around like Kevin Hart.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was crazy. I can check that off my bucket list. First and foremost, played in Celebrity Game, Madison Square Garden, New York City. It was truly amazing. Kevin Hart played with Kevin Hart, which he He never turns it off. That guy is funny.
Him.
That's him. That's him. But people think if he turns, that's him. That's who he is. Play with Common, Idris Elba, Monet Davis. It was just truly amazing. You know what I mean? Because basketball is my favorite sport. And whoever thought, like when you say like go let God and what you're playing, my goal was to always want to be NBA playing the NBA. You know what I mean? But it took me to run track and field. It took me to become a blade runner, to accept the world for who I am, to get on the NBA court. And by doing that, that allowed me to be the first double-leg amputee ever to play in an official NBA game. And to hold that title, and that was the first time a lot of people seen a double-leg amputee play stand-up basketball instead of wheelchair basketball. And that's all I'm really trying to do is change minds and change perceptions and let people know what can happen, and plant that mustard seed of faith, of believing in their self and believing in Christ and believing in God and doing the most they can. And it was just amazing. And to top it all off, I played on that Friday night. The next night, I bumped into Naomi Campbell's agents, and I walked her fashion show.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Our first Blade Runner walking fashion, I was with Paris Hilton and Kelly Osbourne.
That's crazy.
That's
not even something you
That's just extra. And so here I am backstage, and Naomi Campbell, Tyson Beckford was there. It was truly, Justin Bieber was in the crowd, Vivica Fox was in the crowd. It's been a whirlwind of fun. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm just blessed. And I'm thankful for all the things that's happened in my life, when things could have went so wrong, right? When things couldn't have worked out, they did for me. And that just lets you know I'm here for a mission. I'm here for a reason. And I'm doing the most I can to change lives and change mindsets and perceptions.
The road to Rio.
Yeah.
2016, being the first athlete, correct me if I'm wrong, to be in the Paralympic Games and the Olympic Games.
Yeah, for American. Yeah, for the American.
What's this journey been
like? Oh my goodness, it's been crazy. And when I got it all started, that's been one of my main goals from the beginning. Even though I just started running, I've only been running for 5 years, but my times are coming down. I have 2 American records. I had 1 world record, or 3 American records, 1 world record. A couple of medals. And for me, I'm so thankful. And I'm so grateful for the opportunities that's presented in front of me. All these medals and all these little records, but I'm not satisfied. And that's always been my mindset. I'm not just okay with this. If I can run faster, if I can do more, I'm going to do it. And so my goal is to be the fastest man in the world, point blank, period, legs or no legs. And to some people that does sound crazy, like, why would you think you would even have the chance to do something like that? You have no legs, Blake. But at the end of the day, I believe in myself. And the doctor said I would walk. So here I am. Why shouldn't I be able to run as fast as you guys? And so I'm training hard every day. I'm in Chula Vista 5 days a week under Al Joyner. He's a triple jump gold medalist and Flo Jo's husband, the Belay Flo Jo. So with his information and with the things that's happening in my life, I actually got these. So these are my new running legs.
Wow.
So I just got these about 2 weeks ago. And the cool thing about these, I've been working on them so much and so hard. It's taken almost about 4 or 5 years to get the right pair. And so with these, I've already dropped my time by 2 seconds already. So I'm getting closer and closer to that qualifying time to qualify for the Olympic trials and hopefully hold that title, be the first disabled double-leg American to qualify for the Olympic Games. And with that title, I'm doing it not saying the Paralympics is not good enough. The Paralympics is great, but I just think the Paralympics needs more notoriety. There's so many great other stories that can be heard and listened to. And there's a kid probably out there that's going through something that's going through just troubling or can't get through something in their head or internally or physically, and they see my story, and they see what I'm going through, and they say, you know what, if Blake can do it, I can do it.
And furthermore, who are those people that say no, right? Anyways, people that say you can't do this anyway. You've proved so many doubters.
I've heard it my whole life. Blake, you can't do this, you can't do that. You shouldn't do this. How dare you? You're out your mind. You're crazy. And at the end of the day, when you can take that and make that fuel to the fire, just let it build and let it build and let it build and take that, and then when you ignite it and you light that fire, that's when you can show the haters and the naysayers that you are wrong. But when you get upset and you let them frustrate you, they have control over you. But if you use that as motivation and just when I'm on the track running or when you're in the gym practicing your craft or whatever the situation might be, think about those people who was hating on you. Use that as motivation. And so when you explode and when it's showtime and you can show the world that you are the greatest and you did work hard, that's how you get back at them.
What's it like? I'm gonna get you out of here.
Yeah,
gotta go. What's it like going against a Usain Bolt and just in relays? And you spoke about this. I've heard you speak a couple times now. You've been able to just go against the best.
Yeah.
And someone like a Usain Bolt, does it add a little more adrenaline?
Yeah.
And what's your relationship with him if you have one?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, I was in Brazil actually last year, and we didn't run in the same race, but we was at the same track meet, training at the same facility, hanging out. We got to go out, and they hosted a party for us, and just seeing, you know, understand to be able to say I'm hanging out with the fastest man in the world. Crazy. Fastest man ever is one of the greatest experiences. Just watching him, how he carries himself and how he warms up and how he cools down is just one of the greatest experiences ever. And I joke with him, but I tell him, man, same man, top seed. If we rolling, I might can get you, man. I might can get you. So, but he's a really great guy, a real humble guy. Especially very humble, being the fastest man in the world. It's just a great experience to meet a lot of great people in my life.
Blake, I want to congratulate you on
thank you
everything
so
you've been
much.
able to do, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I talked to someone yesterday, and I said, more or less, I'm proud to have this. I feel like I'm doing something.
Thank you.
With
Thank
me,
you.
Blake Leeper.
Thank you.
Man, good luck with you in the future.
Thank you so much.
So many good things going. I'm pretty sure I'll catch up with you at some point down the line.
Definitely.
And everybody, it's just MrTelefera.com, and we are here with one of the fastest men, if not the fastest man in the world, Blake Leeper.
Life is really hard. The older you get, I know more things happen, right? And you guys know when it rains, it pours, right? I can take you back in time. I remember I was playing T-ball, right? I was only 5, 6 years old. And this T-ball season, the only thing I want to do, you know what T-ball is, right? Baseball, you know what T-ball is. And then in this T-ball season, I wanted to hit a home run, right? I'm gonna do it for 2 reasons. The first reason, for my teammates, right? If I hit a home run, they wouldn't even care about my legs. They would applaud me, to carry me off the field, right? They would start picking me more on different teams. And the second reason is because my dad was the coach, right? And I wanted to make my father so happy, right? They always told him that I could never run or never walk, and if I hit this home run, I'll show them, and he showed them that we did it, right? So I remember I went up to the plate. I took my 3 practice swings. On my 3rd swing, I hit the ball as far as I can. The ball starts flying all in the air, and I start running, right? And my teammates, they're starting cheering. They're like, wow, we never seen Blake do this before. They get up and start clapping for me, and I'm on my way to 1st, and I'm on my way to 2nd. Then on my way to 2nd, I can see my dad jumping up and down with excitement, just like that. We told him, we got it, we did it, we're about to hit this home run. On my way to 3rd base, my leg falls off, and I eat dirt, right? Guy comes over, tags me out. The inning's over. All that chitter chatter that my teammates had, it was quiet. All that excitement that my dad had, right? He was frowning now. And I can remember as I sit in the dirt with my legs off, mad at the world. I was mad at myself. I was mad at the situation. I was mad at everybody, and I said, why? This doesn't make sense. Why me? This ain't fair. My father has legs. My mom has legs. My brother has legs. I don't get it. Why me? This isn't fair. But in that moment, my father picked me up. My teammates put me on my back, right? And as I got older, I realized, guys, I was asking the wrong question. Instead of asking something that you have no control over, I didn't have control over that. That's what it was. It was already written. Yeah. I flipped it. I asked myself, why not me? I'm meant for this. Why not me? I'm strong enough for this. Why not me? I'm smart enough for this. After everything that I've been through in my life, I've realized that everything that we go through as human beings is preparation for our biggest mission and our biggest mission and our biggest mission. So whether it's something small in your life today or something huge, you have to give 120% because you never know how it's going to prepare you. And the same challenges that you faced in the past, you're going to need the same characteristics, right? The same characteristics to overcome the same challenges in the future, right? So all the trials and tribulations that I've been through in my life as a child was preparing me for my biggest mission. 1, 2, 3. Going up.